Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Like I said, I'm not gonna do a live show because I had issues. If you followed me, you know I was invited as a guest, YouTuber channel guest by Toby from Whisky Shared channel within the context of the No Nonsense Whisky channel Whisky Tuber Roundtables. A few days ago this week, and unfortunately my connection again was really bad, so I had to interrupt it at a certain point, and even I didn't knew it was so bad because I didn't have visual feedback. Otherwise I would have cut my participation earlier, but anyways, some said there were still some interesting things said. I don't know, it left me frustrated obviously, but lots of material I still have to speak about whiskey prices. Anyway, probably talk about it another time in my channel. Anyway, we're here for today for hence this weird disposal, because you know I don't do editing, so I have to find tricks to show you pictures. For some I'm gonna show you with my phone. The phone is not ideal because it's small and there are reflections. For others I had to use prints of my pictures. Anyway, so I did attend, this is a very busy month for me, September this year, because it's the first year I think they really concentrated 3 shows within the same month, which is quite overwhelming in terms of everything. I mean, working there with my own problems, absorb, even if you spit at times, and spittoons are recommended always, moderation, water, etc. You know all that jazz, but it's still a lot of things to apprehend in every show. The biggest show for which I will do a specific video, which is Whisky Life Paris, hasn't happened yet. It will happen on the end of September. I will go 2 days out of 3. It's my policy now, because first it's too expensive. I don't get the press pass like I used to have before, and also it's overwhelming in every way. It's exciting, of course, all these shows, but so I go only 2 days out of 3. For the second second show I'm gonna speak today, the Salon Dugas, I went 2 days, which is very comfortable because it's a smaller venue. And for the France Quintessence, the first show I'm gonna speak about, I went only 1 day because it's far and it's a bit complicated for me to go there. Anyways, I hope you will find this interesting to explain you how it works. I will first speak about the first show, which is France Quintessence, which is, pardon me if I put some French words every now and then. Anyway, you will see French words because there are lots of French wines used for finishes or aging, and not only in the French section, so to speak. So first, France Quintessence, I will put timestamps only for the beginning of the 2 shows report. So if you're not interested by the first show, skip a bit until you see the mark, or look at the description. As this will go on Premiere, by the way, it might be more difficult to skip, but I'll try, let's say maybe a quarter or 20 minutes, I don't know, for the first show, and probably more for the second, so bear with me. Take a drink, a snack, and anything you want, and jump in, please. And for the premiere, ask me question. If I know, I don't have always the full disclosure of the bottles, I will tell you as much as I can. Right. First off, we're gonna start by France Quintessence, which is a show that exists for several years, devoted only to French whiskey and wine and spirits, sometimes also wine, but mainly French whiskey and other spirits. It doesn't have any fancy thing like the second show program, so I'll just put there symbolically for the first the invitation. Yeah. So the very weird name Syrah /plus Omnivore, which was Syrah Omnivore. It's the biggest show which hosts this year in the Parc Floral of Vincennes. Very nice park, public park. It's a big food show with a big of chefs and all that gastronomy take on food. Plus, it did host the coffee show, as it names, you know what it is. Plus, it did host this year exceptionally the France Quintessence. Maybe will be like that next year. I don't know. I would rather prefer to see it separate from the other shows and to get it closer to my place. It's selfish, but I know it will be easier to go there, maybe go back. Anyways, I didn't go to the other shows within this show because I didn't have time and wanted to focus on whiskey and stuff, right? So let's get back directly to the first stand. The first stand, which was something very UFO, if I may say, because it's someone from Burgundy who's called Mathieu Sabag, which doesn't do whiskey, but it does some whiskey finishes. So yeah, you can see the venue, not very well here, but it's a big place. You got the entry there. I don't know if it shows well. The problem is the light and the focus. So here's Mathieu Sabag holding one of his bottles. So Mathieu is involved in spirits which are from Burgundy. He's from Burgundy. Everything he does, he says vapor distill, a specific process, and also what I found interesting. I'm not going to go too much into details for each company, otherwise I'm here for 12 hours. But he does a lot of things which are distilled wines or distill other spirits, and it is wine based anyway most of the time, but what I mean is that he does some crossover with sometimes whiskey finishes of Fin de Bourgogne. Fin is a kind of eau de vie of wine. Also he does some ratafia, which is some kind of if I have the picture here, that's a very nice new reference. He called it rataf. It's a kind of champagne wine, usually made, sorry for the bad light, but the label is nice, so I want to show you anyway. Sorry. Made of champagne, and this is from Burgundy grapes this time. So it's a kind of grappa, but lighter in ABV. What was the ABV? 20%. The process is a kind of grappa, so to speak. And he mixed this spirit with Pommard, which is a wine from the Burgundy region, Pommard eau de vie. So and this is made for aperitif, obviously, and this works quite well. And for the first time, I don't find it harsh like other companies doing ratafia, so I think it was interesting. What did I taste there? This that you can see, it's the special cask Burgundy grapes. I'm sorry it doesn't focus more, but the disposal I have here is a bit complicated, and it's in equilibrium difficult. There was a brandy with 10 months of Tennessee whiskey finish, most probably Dickel, but could be also Jack Daniels. Yeah, he told us something to make us think it's Jack Daniels, finished in Chardonnay, with Chardonnay, sorry, and Pinot Noir grapes. So there you have it, something a bit unusual to start the report, but it's refined, it's very nice, it's rounded. The one that I don't have the picture, the most spectacular for me and you, if you're whiskey lovers like I think you are watching this channel, it was so kind of a brandy grappa, but finished in Islay Petite cask. So it's a crazy thing. Prices, of course, this is 50 CL always, so except for the ratafia, I think. Around 50, 60, it's not cheap, but it's a very refined work. So this was the Sabs. What do we have then? I was happy to find one of the cereal provider farmers of Domaine des Hautes, D.H.G is the summary. So French, one of the French oldest, not the oldest of course, but yeah, around 2000, one of the most craft French distilleries, Domaine des Hautes in the French Alps. I tried again the Volson rye. Volson and Le Gabert are parcels of seigle in French, rye production, growing. So this is 3 months in stainless steel, mellowed. The one there, sorry, a transparent one. It's the rye. It's so unaged, in fact, rye, but let's say mellowed in a tank vat, and it's nice. But the problem I have with the D.H.G is not only the pricing, since they went from 70 to 50 CL. Like I said, the rye is 56 euros, so 50 CL. The single malt is 69 euros, the regular one, and then you have a lot of limited releases of rye with a special finish or special cask recipe, and 50 CL 95 euros, so it's quite expensive. I'm sorry, guys. Again, it's probably along with the style, if there is only one style, there is not, but it's an obstacle for me to purchase. One of the most beautiful I ever tried was the Les Moissons Minimus Climat Les Gabert, around 10 years old, which was released a few years ago. Unfortunately, it was 199, so 200 euros, sold by La Maison de Whisky, and I waited and I missed a discount opportunity at 159, but it's still very expensive. But at that time it was a 70 CL. Right, so I tried the Indigène, which is the single malt, which looks also like that. There's a new system I'm not crazy about. I'm sorry, guys, I know your craft, so I don't want to criticize you all the time, but while this, I don't know if you will see it, sorry, yeah, well, this is on the side, right, of the bottle. Beautiful new bottle. I already talked about them a bit, I think. Organic, everything is organic, by the way. This is clear and understandable, but when we go to limited releases, here's what you see, and for me it's more complicated, because it's the only difference, all these releases are roof 24, but the only difference is the little thing you see maybe, which is under, and the little thing is squares, triangles, or circles with a different, don't know if you're gonna see it, color, or it's in under the orange mention in the green here. So it's very difficult to understand what it is each time for me. I'm not sure it's the best system. Maybe it will be changed, I don't know. But anyway, I tried 3 limited releases. One in red wine called Dugas, the wine. It's the rye at 49.3 ABV. Rather nice, rounded, a bit vinous for me, winey if you prefer, vineux. So not all my thing. There was a vin jaune, which is yellow wine from the Jura region at 50.6, which was okay, it was nice, but not necessarily my thing either. The thing that pleased me the most, it's very subjective, I know, because that dry, when there's no finishing, is quite super herbal, very dry rye. It has nothing to do, it has little to do with the usually minty, very fruity North American, let's say Canadian, or if we can summarize that, you get the picture, style of rye. It's way more austere for me. It's more demanding, but I mean, it has the merit to be different, right? So my favorite was the rye Sauterne, so it's roof 24, aged in Cognac, and then 5 months in Sauterne sweet wine cask, 48.4. Everything is non-chill filter, not colored, by the way, so it's still nice stuff. So there you have it for the first craft whiskey distillery whiskey, and they also do vodka, mind you. Yeah, I'm gonna talk a lot. Only water in the glass today. Also, that's obvious, I'm within 2 shows, so I'm really slowing down, if not 100%. It doesn't focus, I'm sorry. From close you can see cask numbers and stuff, but so it's a bit complicated sometimes to understand French whiskey, because you have a distillery founder name which is not the name of the brand. I get the picture, I get that, it's complicated. So G.Miclo is the name of the distillery, it's the name of the founder, but Welsh, W-L, I don't have other pictures, I'm sorry, Welsh is the name of the whiskey. This time, so I retried the finement tourbé, refinedly peated, if I may say, which was nice, a mix of different cask, including wine cask. Also, I tried the tourbé Sauterne, which was quite nice. And so this one is, yeah, it's the edition single cask 8, 48.3%. So this is the series of with this sign means this is selection by retailers and different people of the whiskey industry, retailers, bartenders, etc. It's their selections coming into the distillery and picking something to several casks, or finally getting agreed on one cask. So rather nice. This one was not vinous, but was quite balanced between the peat and no, it's not peated, sorry. I tried also the peated Sauterne. So this one is from old, yeah, vieille prune, old plum eau de vie cask, sorry. I mixed the thing because it's very small written in my trusty notebook, so I'm trying to so yeah, nice distillery to follow. I already have one which has improved over the years. I think I talked about it already, a bottle, I mean, in my collection. Then something, I didn't print anything because it's not easy and it has a cost. What else? Yeah, you can see maybe here how it's written, the Welsh, sorry, whiskey, right? So this is the core range, how it looks like. Sorry, should have showed you before. Then I went to a new distillery called Landas in the south, which had 2 different releases. Here's the blue called, what's the name? The one is Bruce, the other is Sogan. These uses raw barley, as they say, and malted barley, and also some corn. So it's whiskey, but it's not single malt. These guys are founded the distillery in 2019. It is something in ex-Cognac and ex-New York cask. My problem with them is the 2.5 year, it's single grain, yeah. 2.5 year in New York, and then just a few months in another cask type, I mean, it's too much New York for me. It's interesting, but I told them they should downgrade down-tune, if I may say, the new oak, the virgin oak, to let more the distillery more shine with some ex-bourbon or other cask type. The second one was a port finish, right? So there was also another brand from the same distributor, and this was Laballe, which is another distillery. This one was a single malt, but also showing too much youth for me. I'm sorry, but it's I mean, it's work in progress. So it's 3 years old. And then I had a big moment in a stand of a distillery I heard about a lot, but never had the occasion to try yet. It's Soligny, which is in the Champagne region. I tried 3 expressions of them, which are not which are the beginning releases with no with just a mention of pure malt, because it's not a whiskey yet. There's only 2 years old, something like that. But it was, even if it was partly new makey for the number, which was the number? For the number 3, and also it was a different, number 1. They used Planet barley. For the others it was Laureate barley, which is a lot trendy at the moment. What I like is it's winery, farm and distillery. These are, so you can see here the distillery and also the parcels they use for the barley, and also it's part of their nice kind of 50s École de Paris packaging. The 1, 2, 3, 4, I tried the 3 last, are the pure malts, which are made, which were worked in progress. They were called Champ du Coq. Champ du Coq, my God, and now I have to find what is a cock in English. Anyway, it's a farm animal. So they're all finished in wine cask because it's what they want. They are all non-filtered, absolutely non-filtered, and natural colored. So it's not chill filtered, it's non-filtered. So it's quite interesting. What do I want to show you else about them? We'll get to that later. They do this very nice little thing, which you can see the whiskey, and then you can see their tasting notes and all the specs you need. So we're gonna get to that. So what did I try? The number 2, number 3, number 4, which were all different, very interesting, with a real work around the malted barley. And then I tried Air de Plaine, which is the first ever core range they released recently. So this is an opaque bottle. The 2 others, it's this one, and the 2 others are transparent glass. Shows the 2 latest single malts, for which I really find very interesting. I think I have a picture of the Vincent Gaudier, which is the whiskey maker. Sometimes you have to show people because they do a nice work. So showcase Vincent Gaudier here at the France Quintessence show. So I tried the Air de Plaine, which was in Pinot Noir, which is Pinot Noir and both Planet and Laureate, if I understood well, barley. Had a big, I don't know if I can show you this from closer. So you can see, look at this gorgeous packaging, I mean labels and concept design, let's say. I'm going to show you another from closer. So I really like their approach. For the one called, I struggle, I have to change glasses. For the one called Aube, so it's the first single malt from the distillery, from 4 casks from 2020. It's 3 to 4 years old. 49.5 Planet Barley, distillation from summer and autumn 2020. Like they say, quite cereal, tea, leather, and something I cannot translate now. I'm sorry. For the other Air de Plaine, they have a Pinot Noir and Chardonnay casks. What I like in these, and having tasted the pre-whiskey, is the quality and the quality of the approach, the authenticity as well, and also the fact that even if they're wine cask only, there's some New York, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, for the Air de Plaine there's some New York, always a bit of New York before, but it's toasted, it's well worked, doesn't come across as the land does, for instance. And I tried a single cask I really liked a lot. Let me just hope it won't move because it's difficult disposal. I'm gonna show you from close and then. So this is a single cask that I really liked. No, this one is the Aube. I'm sorry, I mistake, but it's almost the same look. Lot of talk. Yeah, this is something I'm going to use from the website that explains about the one that's called vendange, which is a play of word around the harvesting word. First single cask of a distillery in fresh wine cask. So this one, I'm not going to go into all details. It's called the cask is number is 21048R. So this is 2021, so it's 4 years old, and they use Burgundy wine called Nuit Saint-Georges, Les Dames Modestes 2018-2019 of the same domain from them, Véronique and Vincent Gaudier. Disgorged in 2020, March 2021. No, it's the date of where they emptied the wine cask and then refilled it in the same day. Yeah, it's very nice. I have more details here, but there's a beautiful spreadsheet you can download from the website. So there's a lot of things disclosed there. I really appreciate that. And 5 days fermentation. This is really lot of details. So you can know. So Pinot Noir, yeah. So they say cereal, nuts, smoked tea, cherries, licorice and pepper are the tasting notes. This is on my wish list, so bear with me, I will probably review that soon. But yeah, we gotta change now for the next one because I didn't think I will talk so much about each, to be honest. So now we're going, it's not my picture, I had to take it from internet because it was too small to show you. The guy here is Bruno Mangin, hence BM initials. It's a new signature range. Again, it's a long story. I have a whiskey from them I showed in my videos about French whiskey. To put a long story short, this guy is into wine and is in the Jura region of France, mind you. I don't have a map of France here today, but so it's in the east and just, let's say, above the Alps region, a bit more middle, but above the Alps region, so east of France. What can I say? It's only maturing whiskey in wine cask. The distillery, the distiller has decided to stop officially his activities but he did sell the previous stills to a company abroad, but I heard he bought another smaller still, and he said it won't distill anymore, but I'm not sure about that. The rep, I was not even positive about that. I was saying the contrary, but anyway, they have 1,500 casks of wine and of whiskey that they have to sell. So through a new distributor, they are revamping the range to put it somehow more understandable, because there were age statement, but not always. So there's more clear now 5, 8, 12 and 15 years old age statement with all different ABVs from 40 to 46, and they have single casks on the side. One of the what's interesting is they mixed all the type casks for most of the core range releases, while before they were doing, it's a bit technical and for wine lovers, but vin de paille, vin jaune, et mac vin, which is a sweet wine made of one of the others, and add a bit of alcohol. So they mix the three. So for me, the drinkability, so to speak, because a bit funky, is better now. It's more balanced. Now that said, I did find the 12 years old a bit winey, vineux, at 44% ABV, and I prefer the 8 years old at 42, which was quite linear and quite expressive. They didn't have the 15, which is sold out. They also have a fumé au thuillier, which was very weird but not bad, because it was smoked, not peated, smoked with the same process. So also the influence that they use for famous French sausages called saucisses de morteau. Fumé au thuillier qui sert pour les saucisses de morteau. Crazy idea. I have also to mention quickly vodka, which was not... I don't have a picture, so I took another picture. A vodka which was made of rye and quite interestingly made of in a pot still instead of a column still, so it's very rare, so it has to be quoted at some point. It's from, I just did a picture of the screen, which is awful, but there you have it, Solignac, which is the name of the vodka brand. And so I feel less guilty, because I said, yeah, okay, I was contacted to say, okay, I might quote you, because of the three different vodkas, this one was the purest, the regular one. So we're moving now to finish the first show with Cognac and Armagnacs. And first Cognac from a nice company called Tesseron. Oh, and I forgot to show you this was the no, it's for the second, sorry, it was the second show, teaser spoiler. So they give us a little thing like that, Tesseron Cognac, which explains, yeah, you can see this is very precious, because you rarely see the demijohns like this. So it's a family-owned company, Tesseron, quite famous. I'm not going to go in history and stuff, so there are also other pictures. I already tried the Tesseron number 19, they go by numbers, which was very nice. You can see very old warehouses. So there you have a bit of their labels. Might be... So what did I try? I tried the XO, they're all XOs, but all over 10 years. The Tradition, lot 76, which was 40%, but was quite nice, very flavorful, which was, yeah, floral. What I like is the honey and floral notes. I also liked the number 53. Which has also, I think, 2 decades at least. So 20 plus years old, which more, yeah, a bit spicy. I agree, chocolate. But the one I liked the most was the 29 that you can see here, the EXO Exception. This one has some exuberant floral note, a bit of violet. You can see also it there. They have, of course, better picks than me, professional. What do they say to give you an idea? Yeah, heady on the nose with leather, honey, fig, prune, exotic fruit, and nice gentle oak. Very balanced and deliciously complex. Finishes with marmalade notes. I agree, this is gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. Okay, so that was it for Tesseron. Very nice, and I love also their decanters. There's beautiful decanters. We're gonna switch the scents because I want to finish with the cognac first. Of course, you know me, I'm a big fan from Grosperrin cognac when I had the chance to go there in 2014. So this is the number 77, which means distilled in 1977 from Grosperrin. This is, with no joke, this is really yeah, I tried prior to that, the Grand Champagne, 15 years old. They don't do often age statements. Guillaume prefers most of the time numbers, but they are now 15, 25 years old. Very nice, 48.2, very nice floral bouquet. For all these, they are unchill filtered, uncolored, and except for the wider ranges for export and VSOP XO with another brand name, they're not colored either. So those can be colored for foreign market and reduced and filtered, etc. But all this collection, Cognac de Collection, is unadulterated. Then I tried the 1976 Heritage 50.1, which was a bit more heady, but a bit more with more subtle. And then we get to that one, which is around 40 plus years old, around 225 euros. It's nothing. So this is Fimbois. It's a really, really nice one. Then we went to, I forgot to know, yeah, Fimbois. So 40.5, this one, really. Yeah, because dunnage. Whoops, warehouse, sorry. It had to happen at some point. Then we tried the number 67. Each time they cannot disclose the full date for legal reasons. They give you the two numbers, the number with 67. So I let you do the calculation. 1967, 2023. 40.7, very nice as well. And then we finish with a absolutely gorgeous, I think it is there, but it's a temporary label. So you can see the color, which is natural. 1939, number 39, which was absolutely gorgeous. 46.5. It was like, I mean, the most beautiful tea and orchard fruit notes. This is unbelievable, the complexity, the depth, with many of the over 30-40 years Grosperrin is always mind-blowing. Cannot say good things enough, so have to stop. We're gonna move to a company, distillery, family-owned distillery. I didn't know at all, but heard a lot of times. It's the Laballe, and it's Armagnac this time. So you can see those are 3 liters for shows and other usage, bars, etc. But they also have same decanter shape in 70 cl. I tried first the white, which is the with Baco, and then Folle Blanche only, which were two expressions for mixing or for just sipping neat, which are unaged. Very interesting. The Blanche at 42.9 made me think of a real nice eau de vie. It's wine eau de vie, obviously. Distilled once Armagnac, twice Cognac, usually. The Folle Blanche at 54.2, which was organic, made me think of a rum, white rum, but very refined, so very interesting. Then what you can see here, the Resistance with this fly, which is Phylloxera, which is what killed Cognac and Armagnac in the 19th century at some point. And so this one is called Resistance, 100% Baco is the grape variety, 10 years old, 43%. The one on the right there is the Exode 14, which is 5 years old, made of Uni Blanc. But they have also older cask and single cask. So they're all non-filtered and non-colored, zero additives. Heads off, guys, bravo. What else? Yeah, we're gonna switch to the second show because it's gonna be a super long video. I didn't expect that. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. It's the second show, and if you want to see the exhibitors, because there are a lot, you can pause and see for the whiskies and a bit of other spirits, and also there are a bit others there with some master classes as well. So you see very quickly. What do I have here? We're gonna start by Suntory. I tried Rokugjin. The new version Sakura Bloom, which was very floral and very subtle and less aggressive maybe. I have also tried the Haku vodka at 40%, but we don't have the time for that. I tried some of the what's the name again? I'm gonna sorry if I butcher the pronunciation. Tsukuriwake edition 2024. They did release 4 single malts from the Hakushu and Yamazaki distilleries. They also have Chita, the grain, but to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the company. I couldn't try everything they did showcase, and on demand and on very limited pours. They also had Hakushu 25, which I had the occasion to try a while ago, and Yamazaki 25, but it was not poured to everyone. And for some, I had to ask if it was possible, and they had to wait not many people to be there, etc. Blah blah blah. But before that, I tried the Hakushu 18, supposed to be recent, but it's probably a not after 2016 release. It was gorgeous. Hakushu 18 remains for me a great whiskey, but prices 750 no. I tried also, well, I'll show you novelties in malts first, maybe, right? I didn't try them all, but I tried. Let me show you Hamazaki heavily peated, or highly peated, sorry, and Yamazaki Golden Promise. So 24 releases. What can I say? They're all sold 750 to more. So, and I saw some 520, but I don't believe it's possible. Yamazaki highly peated is not age stated, and the Golden Promise either. For the Golden Promise, of course, it's the famous rare and expensive barley variety, usually showcased or historically first showcased by Macallan, the Macallan when it was the Macallan. Okay, and of course, Karizawa, the initial Japanese whiskey distillery. There are now three different Karizawa, so you gotta be very careful. I will explain that another time. I tried the Yamazaki heavily peated, was interesting, nice, refined. If it was less than €100, I will probably buy it, or 100. I can go up to this. Golden Promise was nice, but a bit too barley forward for once. I will say that. A bit of bitterness. I'm not necessarily a big fan of Golden Promise per se, but at this stand, the most amazing highlights is there were Japanese Harmony, the blended whiskies. But Japanese Harmony is nothing, sorry, compared to the old Suntory Hibiki 17, even the 12 I still have, and the 21, which has retried. Of course, the bottling of the pre-shortage era, and I did try this for the first time of my 25 years life. 30 years old Hibiki, which they kept some bottle to gently pour this to us. So thank you so much. I have to thank them, Suntory, because they did that. You can see the Toki blend I have still to review that I have home. This 30, of course, I don't have home, because even when it was launched several decades ago, or I don't know when exactly, it was already do I have a price here? I think the second day it was around €1,000, and now it's sold to the retailers at $4,250, and to the customers $6,500. I hear you, Gert. I hear you. And what's the yellow dot? It's not to lose it when I put it among other glasses and took pictures. Smart. The color is maybe partly artificial, before you ask, but it is absolutely gorgeous. The refinement in this whiskey, okay, it's 43% only, could have benefited from 3 more points, but absolutely gorgeous, very, very nice, a lot of depth, probably having some older cask than 30 years old in there, is my guess. So you have floral notes, you have old tea, old kinds of tea, black, green, etc. tea in there. There's some very, very nice smoke, very refined old smoke, chimney smoke in there. You have some beautiful rancho, and you have some you have dark notes, leather and dark fruit. It's endless in the nose. I had only a few minutes to let it breathe, because it was going to be crowded at the stand if they saw the bottle on the counter and not behind where it was. So this is a great experience, despite I had to rush it. But it was definitely probably the highlight of the show, of the Dugas show, with no doubt. Then we're gonna go back to earth with a young craft French distillery, where you can see I think it's Street, which was the wife of the Etienne Hautefeuille, which is the name of the brand, and the family, and both are working in there. So to show you the whiskies from closer, I have one. So I have the Parcelle Hangar on the extreme here. I have one of their gins too. I already spoke about them. I will speak again. The only novelty that I didn't know that have tried is the smoky, the new peated finement tourbé expression, which is quite nice. They really worked it well. I forgot, I tried the one here also, which is the new version, a new batch of the Pedro Jimenez finish, whiskey. La Parcelle du Château is the name, the parcel of the castle. Very nice one, and I found the PX now is more integrated and works well with the distillate. It's also older, so it starts to show some depth, and I was pleased with that. Then we go to England, with, you can see Jenny and Amy there, fantastic brand ambassadors. Filey, which you know I love this brand, from the Spirit of Yorkshire distillery. I tried them all, not this year, but the 2 previous year. Unfortunately, the batches that were there, it's also always what they present, an agreement between the Maison Dugas and them, so they cannot, all the distilleries cannot, like for other shows, they cannot display what they want all the time. So for instance, a novelty, the porter cask, I couldn't try it, wasn't there. But having said that, I was pleased to retry the new batch of this, which I know I owe you a review, the flagship. My bottle, I think, was around 5 years old. It's not age stated, but I ask always, and now it's from 5 to 8 years old, I was told. So it gained, the flagship gained a lot of depth and creaminess, so it's better than my bottle, which I already like. So keep an eye for me on them. Among the bottles that were here, I retried the Moscatel finish batch 3, which I found very nice. And the IPA, unfortunately only the batch 1, which I already tried, but it's nice. They also had the port finish batch 1, peated finish batch 2. What's this one? I cannot even. The cavist, retailer for Dugas, which is a bourbon cask strength, which already tried, not cask strength but lower strength, 51. The Sherry Cask Reserve 3, which I praised, and I think, awarded also in my channel. Oh man, it's complicated to summarize things, I agree. Then we went to Ardnamurchan. I went to Ardnamurchan to find the lovely ladies Jenny and Antonia. It's also some of the glossy gold were not easy. I apologize to take photo picture. Maybe it's something they should work on. It's the fact it's too glossy. Anyway, at Ardnamurchan they had some novelties. Of course, they have the core range AD that you see on the right, if I'm not mistaken. But for the first time for France, I know it's batch 4, but it's the first one for France, the Polo Noir, which is a champagne company name. The Polo Noir release, 57.3, was absolutely gorgeous, really something I really liked, and no reservation, except I don't know the price. They spoke about 60, 80 maybe, but I can see it only at around 150 online. It's still not on the catalog online of Dugas. I'm shocked by that, but problem is, update. I retried the single cask for French, which is CK02.16 and 65, which I didn't connect really with it last year. I found it nice, but didn't connect at the point of spending 148 euros for that, which is a bit hefty, I think. But this time I took more time with it, with water, and I found it more interesting, despite a slight dusty sherry side, which is not my thing, but it is interesting. Also, I tried the AD with the black label cask strength release, the 09.23 at 58.1, and I found it very, very, very nice, especially with a few drops of water. Less aggressive than my 02.22, but even those need time. Those need time in the glass. It's a lesson learned once again. Before I showed you the next, was not easy to take the picture to focus on it. Ardnamurchan Polo Noir release, definitely a favorite among the show. So I should next picture. I retried the Bowmore core range. I was a bit disappointed. It's not the rebranded new range with new cask recipes. So it's 12 years old 40%, 15 43%, 18 43%. After, in the middle of the show, they didn't really behave well. They were too watered down, of course, a bit sanitized, but I still love them. I still love the core range, unlike some of you, I know. Let's get to Tomatin, which I didn't go last year, so I had a lot of expression to revise. I couldn't handle the 15, 18, 17, 16 bottles on the stand. But yet I still tried 11 of them, which is a lot, I know. Maybe from closer I will show you the connection. Oh, it doesn't focus well. The lighting is terrible. I'm sorry. So I will speak about the Tomatin first and then after of the Cubocans. So I tried the French Connection vintage series, which is basically 15 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Cognac, Montbazillac, Rivesaltes, Sauternes, 46%. I found them all good, to be honest. Very surprised that the Cognac, which I wasn't expecting a lot from, was very interesting, better than a lot of Cognac cask in other brands. Montbazillac is a sweet wine. It was nice as well. The Rivesaltes also sweet wine was nice. The Sauternes was interesting as well. Then the guy Lilien from the stand wanted me to try before the Moscatel one, an 8 years old Moscatel as well, which was quite nice with pleasant acidulous rounded red fruit notes. Also I tried the Madeira, which was nice, but I expected more from it, to be honest. Then there were 3 different Cubocans that you can see there, but I didn't want to try them all. I didn't try the Tony Port, the Creation 4. Instead I tried the Creation 5, which was a Colombian oak, and then at 46%, and I found it very lightly peated. I found it very interesting, a beautiful surprise. The Cubocan 15, which is old sherry Oloroso, at 50% ABV, was gorgeous, I have to say. 140 euros, though I'm not ready to spend that for this one, sorry. As I'm not ready to spend 183 euros, ask for the beautiful, gorgeous Tomatin 18 years old core range. So very frustrating. It's so good, but it's in France it's too expensive. I know some places in Europe where it's half the price. We gotta talk about Laphroaig before going to Springbank, Kilkerran, oh my god, and Lochleigh and Rozelieures, you know, and Cadenhead, Rassay, too many things. I don't know, I mean, it's too ambitious. Should have splitted the shows in 2 probably. Okay, let's go to Laphroaig. Well, I had a blast with a very cool brand ambassador. I tried the cask lore that you can see on the right, who's gonna disappear from the core range, be replaced by the new 18 years old, I was told. Cask lore of 48%. Old recipe, I'm gonna review mine, which is just called lore. 7 to 21 years old casks. 120 euros, starts to be hefty. I tried the 25 years old, that's 53.4, old bourbon, if I understood well. Some are sherried. 500 euros, beautiful, beautiful. No complaints about the quality. Beautiful batch 17 from November 2023 of the 10 years old cask strength, 58.3. Beautiful. All you can expect from Laphroaig, not go into details. 180-ish for the Laphroaig Elements L 1.0. It's too much, but you can see it here as well in the official. You can see the price. Oh, what is this? It's a premium. They say okay. It's they say premium single malt with flavor, spicy pepper, charred pineapple, tangy licorice. First release, celebrating innovation, creativity, blah blah blah. Experimenting with mashing and fermentation. Made in 2 sizes of mash tun and with 2 types of wort, cloudy and semi-cloudy wort. So yeah, they say it's only available to be shipped from the AU countries, within the AU countries. I mean, straight from the distillery, right? So very nice, a bit different, less medicinal, maybe a bit more green, but very balanced nevertheless, and very good expression. But man, it's too expensive. Sorry. Then of course I have to show you the picture, even if you know it, because the label hasn't changed. Yeah, before I forget, is the 25 Laphroaig. Yeah, of course you can spot for Springbank, Long Row, Kilkerran. Melanie was there faithfully as each year, with a nice picture of the warehouse. And I did try this Springbank 12, beautiful. Let me just check. Yeah, I gotta go back then after. While I'm at Springbank, I know I did probably mixed up a few things. 57.2, 70% bourbon, 20% sherry. I'm not sure about the year, the how many, if 1 or 2 releases are after. I tried the last release, focus please, of the Long Row Red, 7 years old, Pinot Noir. It's a series that ends there, which will be replaced by a new, I don't know if you know that. It was nice, bit young, but it's gonna be replaced by the Long Row 100 proof, who's coming back with I think no age statement, if I'm not mistaken, and which will showcase wine cask as well sometimes, if I understood well, or often. Of course, Glengyle. Glengyle is the distillery, Kilkerran is the brand. I had a big crush for this one. This 8 years old Oloroso is absolutely gorgeous. It's probably 57.4. There's changes. Yeah. For the geeks out there, it's bottled the 8th of January 24, batch 24/01. Absolutely gorgeous, already sold out. I will struggle to find it here in France. It's not even on the Dugas catalogue. C'est comme ça, c'est la vie in French. That's it. Absolutely gorgeous red fruit. Juicy, balanced, not tannic. I really loved it. I mean, it's a masterpiece. It was very hard to try something else after. I tried a heavily peated at 57.8. It was 5 years old, I was told. Bourbon and majority then sherry, very nice as well. But this stole the show at the stand. We'll go to Cadenhead later on to keep track on the list. We're 1 hour already, I'm sorry. Lochlee had new releases. This is, you can see the, I cannot even read the name here. What's the name? Harvest Edition, no. Oh no, cast strength. You can see the cast strength Oloroso, and you can see the Lochlee 5 years old, the special edition single cask at 50%. Bourbon and PX, very nice. I think it was one of the best. I had the second batches of Harvest Edition, all 46. Fallow Edition, second release with and the Plowing Edition with Isle Petit Cask Laphroaig. This time the Laphroaig cask were It was older, so the influence is bigger, and somehow it has more substance than the previous one. So yeah, I like this one. I don't remember the price. I'm not sure it's okay. Sorry. Then we're gonna go to French distillery back with Rozelieures. And Christophe was there and his son Maxime. This is very nice to have two generations of whiskey makers. I'm gonna show you some of not my picks but distillery picks because they are better, and couldn't approach all. So this is a core range which I sometimes struggle with the style, but I tried the rare, which was nice. You can see also the organic, which I tried last year. New packaging, they revamped it. Doesn't look like a bit like Glenglassaugh. What do you think? I think, but it's nice. Among the novelties, before I bring you the highlight, I think one of the nicest was the Beer Imperial Season. Sorry, oops. I hope this will last. It's the Bière Impériale Saison limited release, single cask. Very rounded, very fruity. What's the name? 46%, okay. Right, also I tried 2 releases and I forgot my bottle. I have a bottle of the parcellaire, this kind of showcase in one parcel from barley they use for kind of terroir release they are onto, as many distilleries now. So the novelties this year was Le Travers, which kind of was not my thing really, a bit too green for me, and La Soudique, which was very nice with loads of vanilla. They had also HSC Habitation Saint-Étienne finish single cask, which was nice, but the highlight was, of course, their first 18 years old. Which it's a close-up here. Whoa, we're gonna stay stable, please. So you can see Tempus Vitae bottled at 59.5, if I'm not mistaken, and it's the first time they release 2006 sorry, distilled, 2024 release. This is I will tell you about the price after, but this is gorgeous. This is aged in Sauternes cask and all along, so it's very deep, a bit dark. It's not colored. It's thick. It's rich. There's honey. There's buttery notes, but it's not overwhelming. It's everything is integrated. The oak is slightly tannic, but it's very well balanced. It's clearly a masterpiece. The only problem, if I can show you, is that they wanted to do something special to mark the occasion, let's say, to mark the time. So what they did is that they put it in a big box with which is Baccarat decanter, and the fact that this is in this decanter makes it 7,000. Here you can see the bottle again, 7,000 euros. So I said, Christophe, are you crazy? Nobody will pay that except a few very rich people, so think a bit of us. And he said, you know what, there's 30 liters on the side just to let you try, folks, free. I mean, with the entry of the show paid. So I said, well, okay, thanks for that. And he said there might be other releases with a more decent price later on. Thank God, I hope so. I also tried a Ruby Port cask single cask, which was nice, maybe slightly too winey for me, but yeah. So this was for Rozelieures, which is from the Lorraine, east of France region. And there you can see, because I printed it earlier on, their pot still French style, like the Cognac, a bit stills from Rozelieures, who has become the biggest, on the way to become the biggest French whiskey distillery in terms of capacity. Where did I wrote that? I think the objective for next year is 540,000 liters, but for now it's going to be 320,000 liters, which could appear small, but for a French distillery it's a lot, let me tell you. Then I went to Isle of Raasay with the nice Adele, who was welcoming us. I tried several things there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Chinkapin oak, which was less overwhelming than I thought. They had a pitted and unpitted version. I only tried the unpitted to really showcase the new oak, which was treated, so not overwhelming. Nice, but okay. They also had a nice, it was interesting to compare it, Virgin Colombian oak, so Andean as they say. The pricing of all these is over 100, 112, 118, so it's a lot, too much for me, if you ask me. But there were nice whiskies. The one you can see here is the Duncana, which is 52%, with, two types of sherry, Oloroso and PX. So very nice. I also tried a 5-year young rye, 61.8. And for those who wonder, the core range Air 01.3.1, which is very good, probably better than my bottle. I think it's because it's aging a bit more now, I think. Can you see it there? I'm not sure. Trying to keep track of everything, but honestly, yeah. Anyway, you have my review of the Air one. What is missing now? Just a few more. Okay, Cadenhead, and then in two parts. First part is this. Don't know if you can see it. Distilleries. I tried them all. Okay, I'm gonna speak while I hold it if I can. So no, let's put it there. I think it's more reasonable. I don't want this positive to fall on the floor. So on the left we have the Girvan 33 years old, which is sold over 200 euros, but it's pretty decent for a 33 years old 46% bourbon. I found it quite nice, lots of vanilla, lots of some citrus fruit as well, very creamy caramel, rather nice. Then we have the lighter one, is the Ben Nevis 11 years old. Old bourbon. Frankly, I have tried old bourbon releases before. I didn't really connect with that. I don't know, there's some funky weird notes there. It's not for me. The Tullibardine there was a Palo Cortado finish, like Kulila 11 years old last year that I bought. I reviewed quickly. Maybe I should re-review it more clearly, separate. It's 3 years old in Palo Cortado versus 1 year old last year for the Kulila. Very nice, very beautiful, but I don't recognize the Tullibardine style. Maybe it's better like that. I don't know. Let's not be negative. Then on the here we have the 11 years old Ardmore, finished in Ruby Port, which was all 46. Sorry. Not really, it was good, but for me a bit too winey, vineux, un peu trop vineux pour moi, so not really a fan. But what really standed out for me is the Enigma range. That starts to be very, very amazing. Couldn't buy the blended malt 15 years of 2 years ago, unfortunately sold out quickly. I'll show you from close before. They're all different, and they also, there's only one blended malt here, mind you, 27 years old, which is a teaspoon Glenfiddich, 51.8. You can see the ABVs there. Very beautiful teaspoon Glenfiddich. Then I tried, hard to keep track of the order, but the 14 years old, that's 53.9. I don't remember what it was. Oloroso, very nice. They were all good. The 15 years old, I think, was a pitted one, Haile cask. That's it. Yeah, quite nice too. The space side, yeah, was the 16, I think. Manzanilla finish, very nice as well. But I have to say, if I had to pick two, probably the 14 Highlander and the 27 the Glenfiddich. Maybe because I know it was one. Also tried the Green Label rum, 17 years old, Jamaica, 46% from Clarendon Distillery. Quite overwhelming esters wise, very high ester rum, but very nice and decently priced, I think, as well. Then I went to Stauning, and first mistake they made, in my opinion, not this is gorgeous. It's the entry-level Stauning Host at 40.5. For the first time in their stand, last year I had a blast. I did award them for the core range. I was very, very, very positive. But this year, for some reason... Oh, here's the rum, by the way, from Cadenhead. But this year, I don't know, the host, you can see it there. The host was too new makey for me. It's too young for something who was there to disclose the distillery house style. For me, it's too young and a bit fainty, new makey. I don't understand this choice, this marketing choice to introduce the distillery with that. It's a big mistake. And yeah, I forgot a few pictures, so I'm gonna keep the phone there. This, on the contrary, it's a rye finished in sherry cask, and I really found it gorgeous. Orzo and Muscatel, a very clever choice, priced around 100 and more. 53.1, I think. Great value, beautiful whiskey. Right, this is I'm gonna go back, before going to American whiskey, maybe finish with, we'll see. Mark Westerland was there as usual, faithful with the 10 years old I already tried, Wolfburn, sorry. They had the 4 number, the batch 4558, which was quite nice. Bourbon and PX, sorry. Then I tried the flagship, which is a cask strength, and the number 17070 Caribbean rum. It's hard to with the reflections, I'm sorry, apologize. With the Martinique rum, no, not Martinique, sorry. It's Caribbean rum, but it's 4 square, so it's Barbados. 46%, very nice as well. But to be honest, the one I wasn't expected, because sometimes Dugas selection, sorry guys, is not necessarily the most exciting one, but this time it was the most exciting for me. I don't have the time really to explain, but American grain whiskey barrel, lightly peated. It's because they use American whiskies which are not 51% corn or rye or anything else, but it's gorgeous. I really found this well made, so it's gonna be on my wish list, the lightly peated. Well done, Mark. Okay, I gotta go back. Where are you guys? Yeah, Then I went to see the Heaven Hill stand. It's hard, I'm sorry. I forgot to print the pictures from the American stand. The two stands. I tried a 94, the straight rye, 47%, very nice. Barrel proof 60.4, beige A122 was better than last year's, which was a bit more aggressive. Last year I didn't like the one from last year. And then I had a blast with two releases, but one more than the other. Yeah, sure, the bottle in bond white label 50% was nice. Let's see if I can show it to you. Yeah, I did 4 pictures of the same. So this is a bottle in bond, so quite nice. But I had a blast before with something of lower ABV, like 43, I think, 0.8. It's the first time I tried this and I'm blown away. Honestly, and I know it's also 50, 60 euros. It's crazy good value. It's a single barrel vintage 2014 from Evan Williams brand within the Heaven Hill brand. This is absolutely gorgeous. All I'm asking from a bourbon that is very, those caramelly, of course, vanilla, etc., baking spices, blah blah blah, but some huge floral and fruity, gorgeous bouquet, if I may say. Bouquets on the nose, but it's mind-blowing how beautiful it is. The esters that shine in there, I was really wowed. Then I went to Jim Beam stand within the Suntory, of course, umbrella, and I tried the Knob Creek 7 years old rye, 50%, which was really nice. 75% seigle, which is rye. Then I went to try, I dared to go, why not, to the D.H.G stand. For the first time there was a D.H.G stand. Trying the Cardew, it was probably too late in the, in the day to try the 40%, the wine casks finish Cardew 12, which was okay, but in that context it didn't shine, to be honest. Same as an Oban, which was there. I don't remember which one it was. I didn't took note, just to probably was the Little Bay. Yeah, the Little Bay, I forgot to write, which was unimpressive for me in that context. However, there was one whiskey which was great, and I'm gonna finish with that. Oh, it was the Clynelish special release. Special release with that jazz player, 10 years old. The special release I discovered later on. It was a 2023 release, so not this year's. 57.5 cask strength. It's 100% bourbon. First, I think. Let me check. Spreadsheet I have here. Yeah, they don't say, but I think I asked and they said first feel, if I'm not mistaken. If it's okay, was, as you can see, it's the bottle end, so it's more mellowed, there's less aggressive alcohol, etc. But I did found very well balanced, very nice. Honestly, it's if the price was okay, I would say it's a steal, but it's 150. So I think it's too hefty, but it's D.H.G and it's Clynelish, so I guess that. Right, I have to stop there because it's too long. But thanks for watching. I hope you did found interesting, and give me some feedback on the bottles if you like. See you soon for another show. Thanks.